Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. Honda's profit report shows the industry is really turning around. Dodge will beat Ford to the market with a new cop car, and automakers want to get the Chinese hooked on car loans. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Wednesday, April 28, 2010. And now the news. Another financial report from another automaker which clearly shows the auto industry is turning the corner. Honda reported a profit of $2.8 billion, a 96% increase from a year ago. This despite the fact that the company's revenues fell 14%. But it was not an even recovery. Profits at its motorcycle operations dropped 41%. Honda lost money on its power products like lawnmowers and snowblowers. However, profits at its car operations shot up a jaw-dropping 416%. Honda lost money in Japan and Europe and turned a small profit in Asia, but the big surge came in North America. $2.4 billion of Honda's $2.8 billion profit came out of North America. Two Democrats in the U.S. Congress are drafting legislation to mandate brake override systems and event data recorders, crash recorders, commonly known as black boxes. Senator Jay Rockefeller of West Virginia and Congressman Henry Waxman of California are writing the legislation. But here's my Autoline insight. Why do we need legislation to make this happen? Many automakers already have these items as standard equipment. The cost of doing this is next to nothing. This is where the rest of the industry should just get together and voluntarily agree to put this on every single car that they make. You know, the car companies could avoid a lot of regulation if they would just tackle some of the simple issues on their own. Chrysler announced it will make a stronger push into the police car market. According to the Detroit News, the company will introduce a police car based on the new Dodge Charger that's coming out later this year. Chrysler worked with the police advisory board while developing the new Charger so it could be outfitted for police use. And this could be great timing for Chrysler since both GM and Ford will not have new police cars ready until late next year. The Chinese government is going to make it easier for car buyers to get a loan. Currently, 90% of Chinese buyers pay with cash, and that's almost the exact opposite of the U.S. where 85% of buyers get a loan. According to Bloomberg, making it easier for buyers to get a loan should help keep sales steady and encourage those buyers to buy more expensive models. Carbon fiber is going to play a big role in future vehicles. More and more automakers are figuring out ways to incorporate it in their cars. A few weeks ago, BMW announced that it was building a plant in Washington state to manufacture the material. Now, Reuters reports that Daimler has partnered with Japanese textile maker Toray Industries to push the technology. Components from the partnership will debut on the 2012 Mercedes-Benz SL class. Toray is the world's largest maker of carbon fiber, but this is the first time it's developed car parts, although it has supplied yarn to Ferrari for its sports cars. Yep, I think it's official. We have become a nanny nation. According to the Vail Daily, a bill requiring that children stay in booster seats until they are 8 years old is on its way to Colorado's governor. The final version would allow police to pull over vehicles that are suspected of having improperly restrained children in them. You know, I've said it before and I will say it again. In the United States, 55% of all traffic fatalities are from unbelted people. 55%! That's 20,000 lives each year that could be saved if people just wore their seatbelts. And that is where we should be putting all of our safety efforts. Hey, did General Motors really pay the government back, or is it just trying to mislead the public? We'll tackle that right after this.
Introducing Bridgestone's third generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need. And now it's time for You Said It.
A number of you wrote in about GM's claim that it paid off the government. Typical of your letters was this one from Todd Jaspers, who, by the way, works for the Miami Dolphins. He says, "Most of the guys around training camp know me as the car guy here, so I've had a couple of people come up to me saying, 'Hey, did you hear that GM repaid all their loans?' Unfortunately, I think they all actually believe that GM has repaid every cent of taxpayer money that was given, loaned to them. I really, really hope you take the time to prove, disprove, clear up some of this for me." Well, Todd, once again, GM blew it in the court of public opinion. Instead of humbly paying off their TARP loans and promising to repay the rest of the money, they beat on their chest and tried to make everyone think they'd repaid it all. All they did was leave themselves open to charges of deception. Here's what's going on. GM did repay its loans, but it repaid them with money that the government gave it, not from cash generated by its own operations. Now, the good news is that GM gave the money back because it doesn't need it. And it gave this money back 4 years sooner than required, which shows how quickly the company is turning around. However, the government gave GM a lot more money than the loans. There's another $50 billion of taxpayer money that we sunk into that company. In return for that money, the government got 60% of GM stock. So when GM goes public again, probably later this year, the government will be able to start selling its shares on the open market. That's the point GM should be emphasizing. If Uncle Sam sells those shares on the New York Stock Exchange in a controlled and disciplined manner, it could get every penny back and possibly make a profit. You know, Ford stock has gone up nearly 1,000% in the last 14 months. I'm pretty sure GM stock will perform quite well depending on how they price the IPO. If that sale goes well and the government gets every penny back, then GM will finally have a legitimate reason to beat on its chest and brag to the world. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.